What up, guys? Kevin here. Happy Friday or whatever day it is for you. And yeah, quick shout out to the ladies that say they don't want a man with muscles. I look, if their man had muscles, I think they'd be into it. Come on, let's be real. though, though, does anyone like the super muscular where you see like all the veins, all the like bulging veins, and they just look like they're gonna explode and pop and explode? All right. This is from Hazard Game and Dragon of Dojima. We are talking Baldurs Gate 3. Baldurs Gate 3 dev shows off the level of optimization achieved for the Xbox Series S port. Larian's optimization on Series S version resulted in a 34% reduction in video RAM usage that will benefit console and PC. Look at that. Xbox Series S is making gaming better for all platforms. Just a little engine that could. So if I were to do like a top 10 stories I hated this year, this would be one of them. It may even be at the top. Shame on you, Larian. Shame on you, Larian Studios. This is their fault. I don't have any definitive proof, but I get the feeling that they didn't start working on the Xbox version until very late into development. They're like, oh, we're a PC studio. Of course, we're going to make it for PC. The PlayStation 5 is selling well, so let's spend a lot of time on that. The Xbox will just do a drag and drop at the end. And they drag and dropped it to Series X, and it worked fine there. Then they drag and dropped it to Series S, and then they ran into issues. And then they took to Twitter to say, nope, we don't have any exclusivity deal with PlayStation. It's just the Series S version sucks. So, yeah, I feel like any other game that wants to launch on all platforms at the same time would have just delayed the game a few months. And you think about it in the grand scheme of things, when games are taking, 10 years? What would that be, 120 months to develop games? What's another 3 months? Because it sounds like this game is going to launch this year. But yeah, look at you, Series S. It's what they should have done. Instead of going to Twitter, they should have picked up their phone and not go to Twitter, but call Xbox and say, hey, we're having issues with your Series S, trying to make a game for it, and can you help us out? And isn't it interesting that now all of a sudden we are really seeing games perform really well on Xbox? Like outperforming, even like the Series S is more stable than the PS5 in some games. Yeah, I think the tools were there, guys. It's the tools we made all along the way. They were right there on Xbox. It just shows, and I do got to put a little bit of blame on Xbox. You need to sell the console to the point where developers give a damn about it. I mean, I love the whole just play these games anywhere approach, but, let's put a little bit more effort in selling these consoles. I saw a post that Xbox has only sold 4 million Series consoles this year, which I do not find that to be true at all, but I do believe it's a lot less than the other two. So, yeah, that will help as well. But yeah, Larian Studios, I don't think their intent was to start fanboy drama, but I don't like treating people like dummies. They knew what was going to happen. They knew when they went to Twitter and put the blame on the Series S that the fanboys were going to run with it. That's on them. That's on Larian Studios. You can put it on the fanboys, but that's just what we do. We find flaws in the platforms we hate, and we run with it, and we make content on it, and we make a fucking buck. But yeah, so looks like they figured out something here. 34% reduction in video RAM. And yeah, I remember before the Series S launch, people had issues with the RAM. But then I heard well, they use this mesh shaders or something. They use some technique where the RAM's actually double. It's all right, well, you use that. Use it. But I think developers are really in their comfort zone in making games. They make games a certain way. They use a certain engine. And even though the engine is so outdated and fucked out, they will continue to use that engine because that's what they know. And I do hope Xbox takes that approach into next generation. I think they're going to go ARM. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's going to be easier, but they are introducing AI tools. So hopefully that does make game development easier. But yeah, the Series S. The Series S is great. Series S is great. And didn't like Digital Foundry, they love the Series S because it gives a baseline of like, hey, this is like where your game needs to be. And by doing that, that allows the Series X and PS5 version to look way better because without the Series S, the game wouldn't run as well on those platforms. So yeah, Series S is, look, we are 3 years into the generation, and we've had one issue. We had one game that has an issue, and it looks like they figured it out. And how did they figure it out? They gave Xbox a call, or, they're giving the platform the time. I wonder if they started working on the Xbox platform at the same time, and when they ran into this issue, I guarantee they ran into this issue and then they just forgot about it and continued with the PS5. So, and again, instead of either delaying the game or whatever, or just getting on those issues right away, calling Xbox, what did it take? They ran into Phil Spencer at some event after the game launched, and then they decided, oh, we'll work together and figure it out. Like, and make an Xbox shelve its like parity clause or whatever for this game. And now that's going to open up other developers to be like, no, we're running into this issue. Let's just call Phil and he'll understand and give us an out instead of, working your magic. Larian's very talented. They figured it out. I think anyone else can figure it out besides Quantum Error devs, which that's a separate video. But yeah, so I do think the Game Awards is where they will announce the Xbox version and maybe even a stealth drop in the Game Pass. Now, I'm not Mr. like, oh, it needs to launch in Game Pass. Every game needs to launch in Game Pass. If there is a, hey, we owe you Xbox, it's Baldurs Gate 3. Larian owes Baldurs Gate 3 to go into Game Pass. I'm not saying for free or anything, but whatever that price would be, I think should be discounted, maybe even heavily discounted. If I'm Xbox, and I think maybe somebody at Xbox listens to this, you're calling up Larry and be like, hey, you dicked us over. Instead of calling us, you went to Twitter and spread FUD about the Series S, and looks like things are working all right because you started actually working on the damn thing and getting our help. Yeah, you guys are going to put the game on Game Pass, and you guys are going to get a nice boost in sales because of it, and we're going to market the hell out of the game on Xbox, and you're going to like it, and so are our fans. All right, there you have it. Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, ladies, y'all like muscular men. You do. You do. The thing is, it's like, like, it's just inevitable. You're just going to wake up next to a big fat piece of shit. And so you're putting your mind in a spot of like, yeah, I don't like muscular men. I just don't. It's just because you're not going to have it. Most women are not going to have it. But come on. You wake up and your guy has got some muscles. Look like a 1974 Arnold Schwarzenegger. You love it. All right. I got to go. I'll talk to you later. Later.